Oh, oh. All right.
Oh.
Okay. Another day, another Warframe stream.
Could be true. All right, moving on to the final story.
Damn, I need water. I need water. Okay. Now that I'm sure to be hydrated. Lurk, look at Star Pop. Thank you for the lurk. Thank you for the lurk. All right. Whew. Sheesh. Let's do this. Let's do this. All right.
Story here. Cross posted by Fruit Bat Girl. And the title is, Am I the asshole for telling my husband that he isn't in charge of the ER?
Oh, he's mansplaining to the doctors.
To the fucking doctors and nurses.
Yeah.
Oh.
What if he is a doctor?
Even then, you're not the one. It's not your OR.
Yeah, you're not on shift. So
That's true.
what are we doing?
Yeah.
Not the asshole.
Not the asshole.
I will say this has a crazy twist in it. I'm excited for you to see.
Damn, it turns out they are in charge of that department.
So my husband is really mad at me for this, and it's been a few days. So I figured I'll bring it here and see what other people have to say. A few days ago, I, 23 female, broke my foot by tripping over a really big tree root when I was gardening. I knew I had broken something when it happened. I hobbled back inside, but I could barely put even a little bit of weight on it. So my husband, 33 male, took me to the ER.
Wait,
How long y'all been
pause.
dating?
Pause. Can you
They're
please
married.
say the ages again, Josh?
23 and 33.
Illegal!
Thank you,
Thank
brother.
you, Sean.
Also, yeah, I know they're married, but I'm like, how long were y'all
Wait,
dating? prior to-
married?
No, I'm
Oh, I didn't catch that. Married? She's 23 and he's 33 and they are married? When did they meet? How long have they known each other? That's suspicious. That's weird.
I'm just saying, like, they had enough time to get
Yeah,
married
so
as well.
it's like-
so.
Brother.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So, for context, my husband isn't the most patient person in the world, and he is kind of nervous around hospitals/doctors, though he'll never admit it. When I was pregnant, he would just be nervous just being in the office, and then when they tease him, saying it's just the nerves of being a new dad, but it was really just white coat syndrome, which is a condition. I looked this up. It's a condition where a person's blood pressure is elevated when measured in a clinical setting.
That's a real thing. My dad had it. That's why his nickname growing up was a name of a doctor. Because every time a doctor came by to town, he'll be scared and hiding.
And when we were in the ER, he was being expectantly impatient and pacing around. We waited around an hour before I got called back. By then, he was really straining to be still and polite. He wasn't rude or anything, but he was just very short with the nurses and with people, with other people, and didn't say very much. When they asked me about pregnancy status, he interrupted me because of how recent I was pregnant. A couple minutes later, the nurse asked him to leave. At first, he was like, "Why?" And she just said it's standard for a few questions because they have to give me privacy. He said, "We are married. We don't have or need privacy from each other."
Classic control tactics from a goddamn predator if I've ever had to see it.
She was trying to be really nice and was just like, "It's just standard, sorry." But he wouldn't go until she was like, "I'll literally have to call security if you don't willingly go for like 5 minutes. I eventually said to him, "You're not in charge of the ER, please go." He was livid, I could tell, but he did go. And then she asked me really strange questions about my living situation.
Yeah, girl.
Questions we're all wondering, OP.
Yeah. Everything was fine, and she let him come back in, and they gave me an x-ray and a boot, and we left. Well, my husband was very upset about how the hospital treated us, making us wait, and separating a married couple.
Oh my God.
You're not special. This happens with everybody.
I know he just hated being there in the first place, and the fact that I
Oh
said
no, she's so young. She doesn't know. She's so young. She does not understand. Oh my God. This poor, sweet summer child. Oh Lord, and they're married? The fucking age gap was already like putting me off, but now this. Ugh. She seems so oblivious too. The hospital proceeded to ask us very strange question. Yes, they think you're in an abusive relationship, baby girl. And your husband is not helping. Poor child.
what I said. He hasn't downright said it to me, but he's been so passive aggressive about, quote, being in charge.
He has no reason.
Generally, I feel like I really try to do my best to keep the peace, but I really didn't want security called or anything insane to happen. Well, I was just trying to see if I broke my foot or not. So am I the asshole for that?
No. And I think
you should leave your fucking
hospital
boyfriend.
was doing a great job. Because look, if your husband was being cooperative the whole time, and you were saying, I think you were kind of making excuses for him a little bit, saying like, he's being short with people, but he's not being rude. If he's being short with people, chances are he was rude as fuck.
Yeah.
Minus the whole big ass difference aside, I kind of see what the hospital is doing, just trying to make your due diligence that, hey, did you really just hurt your foot, or is there something else that's kind of going on in here? And to kind of separate who could possibly be like someone that is a perpetrator from like, the person that got hurt. And the fact that your husband is acting so funny, strangely, kind of what Sean is saying, kind of controlling, trying to control the narrative in the situation. I would feel some nervousness here too.
If I was the nurse or doctor, I'd be like, yeah, this is a red flag.
This
I
is
definitely
a massive
be asking
red flag,
questions
girl.
and separate them because,
what is he afraid of?
It's just crazy of him to like, well, the way she's painting it, I don't actually know if this is true, but like he's nervous and just wants us to be over with. But he's arguing with the nurse.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, if you're nervous, shouldn't you just be like, yeah, like do whatever they say?
Yeah,
just so we can get the fuck out of here.
Exactly. You know what's not going to make it go faster? You fucking arguing with the nurse. So yeah, I think OP is really putting on a playing defense for her husband, because I think he's just a controlling asshole. I don't know if it matters if he's in a hospital or not.
Deep down, she knows, because deep down they always know.
Reddit not the asshole.
Which is why they don't want outsiders asking them too much question. Deep down, when you're in a very bad relationship, you always know, which is why you don't want to tell your friend, you don't want to tell your parents. When they ask you, how's your relationship? It's fine. They ask us very strange question because your husband, first of all, the age gap is disgusting. And he's being a dumbass. A very suspicious, controlling, abusive looking dumbass. She needs to fucking divorce for that alone. I think that the divorce rate needs to be higher. Because what's the point of being married if you're just gonna end up with a man child who won't even let you go to the hospital by your fucking self? Oh my god, I can't. Divorce. Divorce!
And Front Rip 4064 said, "You have the age gap, you have broken bones, you have a husband being a dick. That's enough for the ER staff to initiate the potential domestic abuse protocol."
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all it is, because all this is a very, like, a big red flag for people like nurse or doctor in this situation.
And honestly, like, you know, I could see the nervousness. I could get behind that is a pretty, like, I've seen it in people.
Sure.
But you know, it's the control thing, right? Like, for it to escalate to a point where security needs to be called for you to even step out a little bit, the escalation gotta be pretty high for them to, like, you know, initiate that type of, you know, protocol.
Yeah.
So you're not. They were being probably extremely problematic and being really extremely rude.
Personally, I think that the nurse was too kind, but that's also because I don't have the patience. But if I was the nurse, I would have been like, bitch, I said leave. 2-time max. Why the fuck are you fighting a nurse? This is not your hospital, and your wife is not your property. She just want to examine her foot. Like, I don't understand what he was so scared of to not let her wife alone with a nurse. Are you afraid that she's gonna ask some interesting questions, sir? Like, what the fuck do you have to fucking hide? Of course, that's so suspicious. This is a huge red flag. And now he's acting like a fucking child because you told him the truth, which is, babe, you're not in charge of the ER. A child. She's dating a man. No, not dating. She married a man child 10 years older than her. Oh. I can't believe. I just want to know, when did they meet? How long have they known each other? Was she above 21? I mean, the fact that she's below 26 is already a red flag to me, because her brain is literally still developing. And he's a whole fucking tax-paying adult, but that's beside the point. But her brain is not done developing. I feel like marriage shouldn't happen before you turn 26 or 27. Because you need to have a fully developed brain to not end up with a moron. And also get a little bit more life experiences so you don't end up with a moron. You need to date a few morons to fucking recognize them so you can avoid all the red flag and end up marrying one. 23. She's a child. In my personal opinion, of course. But she's a child. These younglings are getting married so early.
Okay, here it is. Because OP is commenting a lot in the chat. Not great comments either. Defending him a lot.
Of course she's defending him.
But here's some clarification on how long they've been together. Been together for 3, almost 4 years, married for 2.
19?
So she was 19 and he was 29. Nope. I just turned 30 and I don't even want to talk to someone below 27. It disgusts me. Like, how? I don't understand. How can you be attracted to a child? 19. It still says teen in the word. It's still a teen. I don't care if they're still allowed to vote and fucking join the army and drive and pay taxes. It's still a teen. And he was 29. He's disgusting. And we all know why these older guys want to date younger women. I'm judging. And also I feel sad for her. But she's 23, so gonna have to learn the hard way. But I hope that she does learn. Because, Also, I don't think this is gonna help. Like giving him excuses. She probably just needs an outside support system. What I also want to know is, does she has friends to rely on that she can trust in a safe space to talk about her relationship? You know, some people with reasoning skills who can help her understand things. Although, if she's super stubborn and closed at the idea that her husband might be a piece of shit, this might not work.
19
Yep.
and 29.
Gross.
Interesting. Where are the parents, right, Sean?
Where are the goddamn parents?
She's an
knows?
adult.
Unfortunately. But yeah, unfortunately, OP is playing strong defense for her
Always
husband in the
surprised.
comments, and that's not going over well with Reddit.
Yeah.
So
Not her fault entirely. I'm sure
No.
no, I mean,
She's a
Yeah,
child.
yeah,
she's been groomed.
Sort
sounds
of.
like it.
Yeah,
Kind of
unfortunate.
like-
Unfortunate. All right, that is it, Wikimaniacs, for this episode. Let us know what you think down in the comments. Give us a thumbs up, like, whatever it is on the platform you are listening or
Wait.
watching on.
They didn't read the
And don't forget to
comments. I wanted to see the comments, but it's probably everything that I said. Girl, run. Or also, well, yeah, because it sounds abusive. And also, how the fuck do you think that's like when she's gonna turn 29? It's probably when it's gonna hit her. Because that's usually what happens. She's gonna turn 29 and she's gonna be like, I'm not attracted to 19 years old boy. And that's when it's fucking gonna hit her. Usually, at least, that's how it happens. Cause I've been there. I thought when I was younger that if older guy give you attention, it's because you're special. Ugh. And then I grew up. She just needs to grow up and learn. And as soon as she fucking hits that age, she's gonna realize that her husband is trash. And it's not gonna be too late to divorce. I just hope they're not gonna have kids though. At least yet. Divorce gets way too messy when children gets involved. Oh, she's so young. She's so young. She should be in school still. I swear. Marriage should not be allowed below fucking 27. This is going pretty fucking fast. I'm happy about it. Wait, I need another episode. Did Smush release one today? I think Smush did. Today is Saturday. Smush Reddit did release an episode. No, am I dying? Smush Reddit. 9 hours ago. Let's go.
Hello and welcome to Smosh Reads Reddit Stories. I'm Shane, and today's theme is the great and not so great outdoors. And I am joined by two people who are pretty good outdoors, Arasha and Courtney.
We're great at outdoors.
Yeah.
We just gotta make sure we're ready. We're
Yeah.
gearing up, you know?
Okay, make sure you're hydrated.
Yeah, you never know what could happen. Yes.
Bro,
you gotta
this
be
thing ain't
prepared
doing
when
no
you go
damage
outside.
here.
That's true. You're probably wondering why our set is so dressed up and why we are so dressed up for the outdoors. And that is because this episode is sponsored by Columbia Sportswear. And we look great.
Look at us, head to toe.
Yeah.
Amazing, amazing.
That bandana's awesome.
Literally, this bandana, you can wash it a bunch of times and it still will deter mosquitoes.
That's incredible.
I love that.
Better that than having to spray a bunch of mosquito
All
spray
right,
on.
quit bugging me.
All right, Arasha, go outside.
You get out of here.
Yeah, what if I actually had a conflict right now and had to go?
That would be crazy. That would be crazy.
That'd be
a Reddit
really funny
story.
if you waited
Yeah.
till right now.
Or I'd be prepared to be
For
on the
anything.
go.
For anything, truly.
Okay,
All right.
now I'm ready.
Are we ready for our first outdoor story?
This is a rock.
Yeah?
Let's go.
I actually am obsessed with this. Don't let our other poof know that I love this thing. Okay, here we go. Our first story comes from Am I the Asshole? Am I the asshole for sleeping outdoors in my yard? My neighbors are bothered by it.
What?
We got a guy who's sleeping, he likes to sleep in his yard.
And
That's fine. So
Backyard?
it's like
Well,
sleeping in soul ties.
is that a fucking
Sounds
Love
fine.
I
Island
would choose
reference?
to.
Off the bat, sleeping outside, cool.
But now let's see what he's doing.
Yeah, I need to hear more.
The story is from 2022, which will provide some context. Here we go. Okay, this is a weird one. I've been having major cabin fever recently, working from home and generally being stuck at home, especially when the weather has been warming up. Getting outside helps a lot, but I've mainly stayed in my own yard. I have a hammock up between two trees, and I've slept in there at night under the stars. It's nice, it's peaceful, and it makes me feel a lot less like a rat in a cage nowadays. I know it's weird, but I enjoy it. It is peaceful and helps me de-stress after work. But my neighbors are bothered by it. They said it is weird. They don't want someone sleeping outdoors near where their kids play. They don't like me being out there so much because their family has less privacy, and it would be better if I stayed in the house at night. I said I don't pay them any attention. I am just doing something relaxing to stay sane because my work and other things have made me stressed. Am I the asshole for wanting to keep sleeping outdoors?
It's your house.
God.
Does being outside after a certain hour make him a complete stranger to the neighborhood?
Wait, yeah.
Like what? Like they feel safe? Like what?
Maybe
No,
they
this is
think he's a
actually what's wrong with the
pervert.
world, is people can't just mind their own business, and they have to be like, oh, well, I know that you're doing what you're choosing to do, but it actually is affecting me, so I'm bothered by it.
Yeah.
And they're worried about the privacy of their home because he's outside, because kids are playing outside in the night.
Yeah.
Right. And he's on a hammock. You literally can't look scary on a hammock.
You can't look scary. You become like, you look like a banana.
Like, truly.
A hammock is also such a disadvantageous place to be. Like, truly. Like, if you need to, you can't get out of a hammock fast.
No.
Yeah, he should feel unsafe around them. He's the one who's stuck in it.
Yeah,
He's trying
the
to
kids
sleep.
just stay inside.
He's sleeping. He's vulnerable.
Nobody pull out a slingshot and hit me with that.
Right.
Because
The
I'm in a
kids,
hammock
the
and I
kids are a
cannot
bunch
move.
of assholes.
Yeah, they're gonna hit him with a street hockey puck or something.
It sounds like they're not
Oh
giving
my
him
God,
privacy.
die.
They're the ones paying attention to him in his hammock.
Yeah. And what he's saying is so valid. Like, cabin fever, especially at that time. Like, I feel like I actually think about this. Like, literally last night, actually, I was like around a bunch of people, and I just was like, wow, I have actually really missed being in a room with this many people. Like, I was able to like go back into the mindset of what I had when it was like 2020 or 2021 and just wishing that we could have that again. And so back in 2022, I can totally understand him just wanting to be outside and embrace that.
A fun fact that our producers put in, we apparently have a crew member who slept in a tent on their porch every night for 5 years.
Was it Scott?
Over the time working at Smosh, I've known many people who've like slept outside or like didn't wear shoes for years or something like that. It's a very film crew thing to do.
It's very.
You're so right.
No, film crew, you'll talk to a guy who's a crew member on a set,
Where
and they'll
do
be
you-
like, yeah, I
oh,
haven't
I live
drank
in
water
Canada.
in 5 years.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
Why would you want to sleep outside? But again, I'm in Canada, bitch. It gets cold. Homeless people die during winter here because it gets cold as fuck. Sleeping outside all the time is crazy. I need heat. Whew. If you are not homeless, go inside.
How are you walking around? They're like, I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Like, that's just how it is.
Oh my goodness.
yeah.
Like Amanda and Angela's grip guys,
Yeah.
like it's real. They're just like, oh yeah, I haven't eaten food in a week.
Yeah.
And I'm fine. Like I bet we could ask any of our camera guys or sound people here, and it'd be like, could you sleep outside for a week? And they'd be like, oh yeah, it'd easy.
I think I could, but it's just a matter of like feeling safe. Like,
Sure.
I love that you feel safe on your porch outside at night. That's so great for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
I just went there.
Okay, the verdict was not the asshole, but there were a lot of requests for more info, which I think is always fair.
Fair
This is a small amount of info here.
Yeah.
All we have is this guy sleeps in a hammock.
Naked.
And it's yes.
Imagine.
No, there are added details that could be given. Or it could be like if there's a pattern, if he's like been weird around the neighborhood or something.
That's
like,
what I was wondering
there's
too.
plenty of things.
Like, why would
but
they not feel safe with him there? Yeah.
on its own,
On
you're
its
not
own
the
is-
asshole
yeah.
for sleeping in a hammock in your front yard. You
Yeah.
are allowed to do that.
But
You
if
are
you're-
allowed
yeah.
to do that. Some comments. Is sleeping outside in a hammock the new doing meth in an alley? Like, what is that reasoning? Not the asshole. 26,000 upvotes.
Right.
This story prompted a lot of info questions. Someone said, info, is it a shared yard or is it yours and they can just see you from their yard? That is fair. Can I have a shitty MS Paint drawing of the layout of your backyard, where the hammock is and where the neighbor's windows are?
Damn.
No.
Lastly, someone said, is there a fence or other barrier between your yard and theirs? See, I think this is his backyard.
I think it says yard. It doesn't say front yard or backyard.
I don't know. There's a large difference between those two.
Yeah.
I think
they're
so.
both. You're still allowed.
Yeah,
but
because like
it
I've
does
seen hammocks
change.
in front yards before.
Yeah.
He made it sound like it was his personal yard, and it was at least picket fence or something was in between them. That's what it sounded like to me in the story.
It's at least the vibe I get.
That's what I picture, yeah.
Someone says, not the asshole. They need to get over themselves. You're in your own backyard, and while it may be uncommon behavior, you're not doing anything wrong. If they want more privacy, they can put up a fence, plant trees, close their blinds/curtains, whatever. It's on them. My response is based on the assumption that you have your own backyard that's separate from your neighbor's property. Lastly, someone said, info. How close is the hammock to their house? I could kind of sympathize if the kids are seeing a stranger like right across from/beneath their window. If I were a kid, that would make me paranoid that I was being watched or that he'd creep up on me. You're probably not the asshole either way, but if the hammock is on your property but feet away from their living room, it's not unreasonable that they feel intruded upon.
Wow.
I think there's a lot of details that if like we saw this hammock, I maybe would feel different.
Yeah, so when my mom was once living in this like townhome type neighborhood, my window, I realized I could get out and like hang out on this cool roof area and like be outside by myself by a tree like in the books, like I being a main character. And one night I decided to like be brave and go do it. And as soon as I went out there, I looked to my right and saw that the person next door's window was like right there too. And it was another teenage girl and she looked terrified at me. And I was like, oh, okay, this is not the situation I thought it was. And I never went out there again because I didn't want to scare people, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like, yeah, even if my window was above someone who was just always right there outside, I would be a little anxious.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I understand that. But if he's saying it's truly he's just going out there to sleep and nothing else, I don't know.
Yeah, I think the context is important. The way that they put it definitely made me side with them a little bit, at least in just being like, oh yeah,
Of course.
if the kids are scared, then it's like, it makes sense. You don't want a stranger right outside the
Yeah.
window. Maybe it feels like there has to be a compromise. Like there has to be some sort of like, is there a place where you can go that is almost not as maybe open or conspicuous?
Are you able to move your hammock at all? Move the trees?
That's if we saw this and we saw that it was right up next to their yard or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
But face value reading this, I'm like, yeah.
He's
like,
allowed.
Yeah.
people do this and it's okay.
Yeah.
You're
Well, also-
allowed to be in your own backyard at any time, technically.
Right.
I think also one of the first things that you said too is like if they really don't know him, like they are neighbors, have they ever interacted? Is there an ability to just kind of be like, oh, we know each other, so now I know the man that's sleeping in his own backyard?
Right.
There's a lot of questions to be asked. And
Yeah.
we don't have any answers. There's no update. Oh, sorry. Do not throw that at me.
Where is he sleeping?
I won't, though. That's too big.
What?
Where is the guy sleeping then?
The hammock.
For the last 3 years?
Yeah.
I hope he's living his best life.
I hope so too.
Me too.
If he deserves it. You know?
Yeah,
'Cause,
yeah,
like
yeah.
anybody,
That's a good caveat.
I hope he's living his best life. Unless
If
he
they
deserved
earned it.
If they
Yeah,
deserved it.
if he earned it, if he earned it.
Today's Reddit Stories is brought to you by Columbia Sportswear. Look, we all know that having the right gear can make or break your day. That's true for work, your home, and especially the outdoors. Nature can be tough, unpredictable, and extreme, but Columbia Sportswear knows that, and that's why their outdoor gear is engineered for whatever. When I was younger, my brother and I were hiking a mountain and got lost off trail. We hiked a total of 20 miles that day. It was awful. But despite getting lost, the biggest issue was that we were not wearing the proper shoes. And you know what happens when you don't have the right shoes on when coming down a mountain? You slide. Not a ha-ha-wee slide, but an oh shit, the rocks are coming with me slide. And let me tell you, that can tear you up. Having the right gear for the right environment is huge for me. Now, if I had some hiking shoes from Columbia Sportswear, this could have been a whole different story. Columbia's OmniMax is their most advanced cushioning, stability, and traction system that combines to deliver versatile, lightweight, high-performance comfort for all-day adventures on variable terrain. I still may have gotten lost, but I wouldn't have been so torn up from stumbling down the mountain. The outdoors are unpredictable, but with Columbia Sportswear, you can find the right equipment to tackle anything Mother Nature throws at you. To see more of their quality gear, some of the things you've seen on our set, and more, check out Columbia.com. Now, back to the show. Our next story. Am I the asshole for leaving my family on Mother's Day to go camping by myself? I have a husband and 2 teenage sons. Every Mother's Day morning, they ask me what I want to do. They don't make any plans ahead of time, and then they expect me to come up with something last minute. It's not like I don't give them hints or suggestions ahead of time. They just don't seem to want to bother with it. On top of that, when they do go out with me, they complain the whole time and try to get home as fast as they can. Oftentimes, they bitch about my selections to the point where I just choose something else to make them happy. Well, this past weekend, my husband asked me what I wanted to do for Mother's Day this year. I told him some of my ideas, such as hiking or pickleball. He proceeded to roll his eyes and say, "Great, there goes my whole weekend."
What the fuck?
That's it. I give up. If they don't care about spending time with me, then I don't care either. I decided to go do what I want, alone with my dog. I'm going camping so I can go trail running and fishing, some of my favorite hobbies. I already reserved a spot at a state park 5 hours away from my home for Mother's Day. I'm going to pack up and leave first thing in the morning. Oh, and I'm also buying myself my own gifts so I get exactly what I want. Last year, they gave me a Thigh Master. I told my youngest son about going camping solo, and he was very excited that he won't have to do anything this weekend. Then he told my husband my plans, and he got pretty angry at me. He shut down and has been giving me the silent treatment since, stomping around the house sulking. I can't help but feel like I'm robbing them of their chance for Mother's Day by being dramatic or expecting too much. But my feelings have been hurt too many times by their carelessness, and I am over it. I was thinking of telling them that they are welcome to go eat at whatever restaurant they want to on Mother's Day in my honor. That seems to be the only part of the day they like anyways. Am I the asshole for going off on my own for Mother's Day because I'm sick of my family acting like it's just some giant painful chore?
Not like, see, this is what I'm talking about when I say that not everybody should get married like this. Like, what do you mean? Mother's Day. It's called Mother's Day for a reason. If your family is not even gonna at least try, then you are absolutely in your right to do whatever the fuck you want and treat yourself, girl. Treat yourself. Because if they're not gonna treat you, then you should treat yourself, especially if you can afford to and you have the time. I love that for her. And I hate the fact that they're trying to make you feel bad for it. Especially a husband. Like, bitch, if you cared, you would have done something about it. But you don't. So she has to do something about it. And I bet she does everything around the house too. So, like, let her be. Oh, I'm so happy. I think that's one of the first time that I hear someone who's actually treating themselves. Although I hate the fact that she has to ask if she's the asshole for that. No, girl. No. Self-care is not you being an asshole. Not when you're a mother. You take care of your kids all the damn time. And your husband. Treat yourself. A weekend alone. She bought her own gift. Oof, I love that for her. I love that for her. I bet a lot of mom would probably be happier if they would treat themselves like that. Without the guilt, though. No guilt. She shouldn't feel guilty. She should make them feel guilty, but she shouldn't feel guilty. So no, verdict, not the asshole, obviously.
No.
Oh, I
You are
cannot
not.
believe.
I'm so upset. I'm so upset.
That is so sad. Like, I can understand when, like, because I remember being a kid and my mom, like it was hard as a kid to think of new ways, because you're a kid, how to, like, make your mom happy and do all these things.
Right.
But, like, we still did our best. I went and got a crappy little bouquet that I made out of my neighbor's flowers, and I'm sure they were upset at me for doing that.
Yeah.
And you make pancakes or whatever and bring it to their bed.
Yeah.
Like, something.
Well, and the husband doesn't seem to be, like, incentivizing the kids to be like, hey, like, you should get something for your mom or, like, care about your mom.
And I believe, actually, that the parent does have to do that wrangling.
Totally.
Like, it's understandable that kids don't understand the weight of these holidays and the significance behind them. So the parent who's celebrating their partner needs to be the one that's like, hey, let's go show mommy how much we love her. Like, this is why it's important.
Yep.
And the husband's doing a terrible job at that. So I keep my statement king.
Yeah,
That's so angering.
Like, the kids will only care as much as the other parent cares.
Yes.
Right. They learned from them. So, I mean, the kid, like hearing a kid be like, oh, sick, I don't have to do anything this week. And I'm like, yeah, that's kid behavior.
Sure.
The husband's behavior is so annoying, though.
Right.
That it's like, wait, hold on. You rolled your eyes and said, well, there goes my weekend. But now you're upset when she goes and lets you have your weekend.
And
really
sorry,
jealous.
and silent treatment?
Yeah,
like
that's-
what?
A child.
Yeah, come on, man.
Come on.
Like, what is where like double standard or something?
Right.
Like, I don't understand how they're mad. I think they're jealous that
Zero
she picked this amazing
self-awareness.
weekend for herself.
100%.
Yeah, I don't know.
No.
It's like,
But like you're married, you have children, and you're truly acting like a child.
yeah.
Rolling your eyes, having
It's
the
also
silent
like she's
treatment.
picking like fun shit to do.
Sounds amazing. Going with her
Yeah.
dog.
Yes.
It's like, oh, I'm sorry, going camping or playing
With your
pickleball?
dog?
That sounds like a fun weekend. That sounds like what people do
Right.
for fun on the weekend. And then
And-
you're saying, there goes my weekend? What are you going to do?
and she is supplying the options, the suggestions. She has plenty of selections, and they're just annoyed at all of them. Like I feel like I can see that picture too of her being like, "Well, what if we went here?" And they were like, "No." Like,
yeah.
That's so sad.
She probably feels like a burden onto them.
They're not making it hard for her to feel like a burden
Right.
at
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
Yeah.
My understanding is that this obviously takes a lot more conversations after, but it just feels like she's clearly not valued past Mother's Day. I think more needs to happen,
Right.
not just her little solo getaway.
Yeah, I'm curious if this same type of behavior happens on anniversaries, birthdays, things like that. Maybe the husband's not as big of a fan of pickleball or being outdoors or whatever, but you're doing it for her.
Right. I saw this on TikTok recently where, like, I know it's a TikTok.
Wait,
but
I think I know what you're gonna say, but
where
keep
it's
saying.
like, let's bring back doing things that inconvenience you because you're showing up for someone. Yeah,
Yes.
you don't feel like going out, but it's your close friend's birthday. Show up.
Yeah.
Just like it's like,
Yeah.
why are we?
They're not asking that much. It's like, play pickleball.
It's like, celebrate me as a mother for one day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you're so right in that like we've lost the plot by being like self-care, do what's good for you, and it's like, well, yes, but at the same time we also exist to lend each other favors, help each other out. Like that feels like humanity.
And this is his wife.
Right.
Like, this is who he married and is like, I want to be with you forever. And it's like, this is not asking that much. It's like, go
No.
outside with your wife.
She said, hang out with me a little. And
That's
they
all
said, "Ugh."
all she's asking for is quality time. And to be fair, she's not even making demands. The only reason she came up with these ideas is because they won't come up with anything themselves.
Right.
She's saying she's open to anything.
Oh.
So all they have to do is literally
Try.
anything with her.
The
And
bare
that's the
minimum.
biggest
And
thing
you can
is
even
it's
do
like
the
just
bare
show that
minimum.
you care a little bit. Like even when they go down for whatever, you know, like that's nice that you're open minded to lots of things, but also just show that you care about what's going on.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
It breaks
that
my heart.
that you've listened to their hobbies, that you've listened to them talk about what they
Yeah.
enjoy doing, and then you make something for that.
And yet she's like taking it to an online poll to be like, am I wrong? When it
Yeah.
seems so obvious to us. That's always the most devastating.
It's really sad when she has the bar so low
Yep.
and they're not even meeting that.
right.
The verdict is not the asshole. Comments, you are not the asshole, and I am sure you deserve some peace and quiet. 4,000 upvotes. Someone said, not the asshole, of course. It's your day. Make it what you want. But I get the impression that you're married to a well poisoner. Your husband sounds like a real peach. Is he always this d***ish? I respectfully put forth that your husband is the asshole and that he's turned your sons into assholes. You may have time to save the sons from the influence of old paps, but maybe you're just over it. In which case, warn them that girls they want to date may not be so accommodating of their behavior like you are to their dad's behavior. And if they want to practice some love and empathy, now would be a great time to build up those habits.
Well done.
Someone said, I hope OP has a wonderful time camping and hanging out with their pup. The dog sounds like better company than the kids and partner.
That's so
Someone said,
sad.
I've been solo camping on Mother's Day weekend the past 4 years. It's glorious. Lastly, someone said, excuse me, a thigh master? Not the asshole.
Yeah, that's just weird.
Yeah,
We need to
that's
get
a
back there.
weird gift.
Really weird. I
That's
think,
a weird Mother's Day gift.
isn't there an episode of Malcolm in the
What
Middle
is a
where for Mother's Day
trimester?
she just wants to be left alone?
Makes
Big time.
sense.
Some people want that.
Yeah.
And she's taking the day for herself. For them to be upset. Honestly, you know why they might be a little upset? Because she's not going to be around to take care of their sorry.
Yes.
And
Who's
that
gonna
just
cook
inconveniences
dinner
them.
if mommy's not there?
I hate this family.
I hate this.
Well, no update on that one.
I wish I could go hiking with a dog and
I
camping
hope
with a
she's
dog.
happy.
Yeah.
That sounds so fun.
Pup over paps.
Nice. Nice. Our next story, I need urgent help. and it comes from the subreddit Buffalo and also best of Redditor updates.
Whoa.
So buckle up.
Is that an Eidolon?
Bring out the mosquito spray.
Oh my
They
God.
can't
Now-
get near you.
You're right.
Now, I at first assumed the subreddit Buffalo meant, oh, this person needs urgent help, and there might be a buffalo.
With their pet buffalo.
Like a
buffalo. He's
bison.
very sick.
But they're in Buffalo, New York?
They're in Buffalo, New York.
Great.
No bison anywhere
They're
nearby.
covered in buffalo sauce.
Okay. This was posted during the Buffalo blizzard of 2022, which dumped more than 4 feet of snow across Buffalo and the surrounding area.
Oh, wow.
So they write, my brother got stuck in his car since the afternoon. He gives the address. He says he is running out of gas. We tried our best to reach out to the fire department, police, and tow companies, but didn't get any help yet. Please, someone help me. Any help/suggestion would be really appreciated.
Okay. I mean, I never thought about Reddit being used as like a local forum.
It can be really good for
but
that.
yeah, because like I used to back in the day like use Twitter. It's like you can kind of, if you heard like a crazy noise in your area, you could look on Twitter like based on near you and stuff. So like that's so interesting.
Yeah, there is a subreddit for just about every city and town in the U.S.
I'm not
And
surprised.
so you can post there and see what's going on. And there's like, yeah.
So they got help, right?
Okay, yeah. And
Update.
so who's the asshole?
Yeah.
The car.
The snow. Buffalo, New York.
The snow.
All right. This was posted 1 day later in the Buffalo subreddit.
1 day?
1 day later from a different user. Story time saved someone from being stuck in the snow.
Hooray!
We've trimmed this story down a little bit for time.
Okay.
It's a big boy.
Oh boy.
Saw another post on here saying someone was stuck on Genesee Street near Crab Apples. That's definitely what things are called over in Buffalo, New York.
God.
Well, I think to myself, hey, I only live about half a mile from there. I bet I could help this person and make the decision to go. He's been stuck there all day and his clothes got wet from the snow trying to leave, so I knew he was in need of help. So I'm getting myself ready. I grab what little gas I have. I grab some food and water in case he needs any, and some new warm clothes and a blanket for him. Then I gear myself up. I put on some thick hiking socks, sweatpants, a backpack to carry my gear,
That
puffy
sounds
snow
so
pants, a white
Canadian.
tee, 2 sweaters, a jacket, a high-vis vest, thick leather winter gloves, insulated winter muck boots, a headband, and a motorcycle helmet to try and combat the snow and wind. Thank you for giving us your entire loadout.
No,
Bro.
this gives such a good picture. Like I'm stoked about this. Is okay. This is early. It's like Spider-Man getting suited up in his not suit for the first time. Like Tobey Maguire is in like pajama pants and stuff. Like I'm ready.
So it's time to head out. It's about 11 p.m. Wind gusts are still ripping outside, and snow drifts can bring the visibility down to 0. The motorcycle helmet is a mixed bag of being a help and having snow stuck in my face, but overall a good choice. Now, let me tell you that going to get this man was difficult. I'm a taller man myself, so the snowbanks weren't as much of a struggle for me. But unfortunately, when the snow drifts go up to my mid-thigh and every step has my foot drop all the way down into the snow with no resistance, it leads to just walking becoming a big task in itself. I'm in decent shape, but walking through those drifts is no easy task. Eventually, I make it down my street and a few streets over, switching between
no.
easier and near
Why are we
impossible
trying to
spots
attract
of
the
walking along the
Eidolon?
way. I get to an automotive business, and their building blocked a lot of the snow, which let me walk like normal for once in a long while. I keep tracking, but now I'm near a main road without buildings as densely packed, so the snow drifts are blinding at points, and I need to focus on buildings and objects to know where I'm going. Eventually, I make it to the man's car after a good 40 minutes of walking when I only traveled 0.6 miles. So I get to the car and give him some clothes because that's mostly what he was interested in. Didn't care for any gas or food or water, but I made sure to offer it to him to be sure. He changes and gets ready to make the trek himself with my help. After a few minutes, he is ready and we're on our way. He says he talked with someone and he has a house he can go to be warm and safe for the night that is about 0.3 miles away.
Okay.
All right, sounds good. Let's head there.
Someone is
we make our
coming
way
here with
there.
a
The man
nuke.
is not well dressed for the weather, but you got to
I'm
work
doing
with what
no
you
damage.
got. He has regular sneakers on, his pants and my snow pants I gave him, the hat I gave him, the sweater I gave him, and his shirt underneath. He throws a blanket on his head as a kind of protection against the wind and snow. It's bad out. My tracks from just a few minutes ago are all but gone, but I know the way I'm going, so it's all right. We walk up the road to the cross street and quickly cross the street. It's hard to see or hear anything, so we can't really tell if a plow is coming, so we act fast to try and stay safe. Then we make it to the side street. Well, needless to say, that street hasn't been plowed in ages. Snow drifts near my chest and no paths available. So time to trailblaze and make our own. We need to make it maybe like 9 or 10 houses into the street, but with snow like this, we are barely progressing at all. I'm dressed for the conditions, so I'm only getting tired. The man I'm helping isn't doing great. Snow is accumulating on his face, and he occasionally falls into the snowbanks and needs to recover. When we get near houses that block the wind, we take a break and relax because we need the energy to make it to this house and can't give up. Well, eventually, through more struggles, we eventually make it to the house, about 0.3 miles in 30 or so minutes. The person living in the house graciously lets us both in. I recover, warming up a little bit. The snow that accumulated on me just starts dripping and melting, which I know is a bad sign for me, so I make my stop short so I'm not drenched in water on my trek back. The man I helped is very thankful and gets comfortable and warm for the first time in hours. But I can't stay long, so I tell him I'm glad he is safe. Thank the homeowner / renter / whoever the man that let me in was. Now on my way back home, it's a few minutes after midnight, made it about a mile in about an hour. Not great, but it is what it is. It's another 0.6 or so miles home. My phone is getting caked with ice at this point, but surprisingly keeps working throughout the whole trip without any issues. Time to make my way back. I can actually see my trail this time, so I utilize my previous steps to try and make my walk back a little bit easier. I'm starting to struggle, but I know I can't stop. Eventually, I make it back to Genesee Street and see a front loader messing around with some snow for, I'm assuming, emergency vehicle traffic. His windows are all iced and fogged up, and I can't tell if he even sees me. I've got my mission, so I stay the hell out of his way and keep on going. I give a wave and a thumbs up and keep making my way back home. Cross Genesee quick because now I know the plows are around, so I gotta be out of their way. Back into my neighborhood. Now my trail is gone, but I know where I'm going, or at least I think I do, and I keep making my way. I take a pit stop and call the girlfriend at home and let her know I'm okay and all that jazz so she can relax. Phone call ends and I keep making my way. Snow is blocking up my visor and I have been constantly raising and lowering it this whole trip. Fog and ice is really blocking my vision, so I essentially need to keep the visor up to see and only lower it now to catch my breath or block the heavy snow gusts. My progress is really slowing now and my right leg is starting to hurt. Feels like I'm pulling something near my hip. Oh well, that's unfortunately not something I can dwell on while in the streets in a snowstorm. I keep making my way at a severely reduced pace and take a turn onto my street. Unfortunately, I was a bit exhausted and confused and made the turn one street too early and realized that about halfway down the street. Weighing my options, I decide I can't really keep going forward here without risking wasting even more time trying to get home. So I backtrack to where I made the wrong turn and continue on the correct path. Eventually, I make it one street further and make my correct turn. I am getting exhausted and my leg is really starting to bother me. No matter, gotta keep going. Foot trail is gone again, so I'm on my own for making a path. Snow drifts are getting bad and extremely difficult to get through. I start counting my paces and can only make between 10 to 25, usually only 10, before I need to stop and catch my breath. Gotta keep going. Eventually, I can see my house light, but still have little energy to make it there. 10 steps, 10 steps, 10 steps. I'm close. I see the last section of snow near my house. 5 steps. My leg is really hurting. 5 more steps. Boom, home. I am exhausted and ready to drop.
Wow, holy shit.
And we're not even near done.
We're not
This is literally the best
finished?
movie I've ever watched.
Yeah.
I make it in the door. Girlfriend helps take off all my clothes and backpack and whatnot. I'm caked in snow, but stayed warm throughout. I try to take my helmet off, but the snow caked onto the back of my head so much that my hair had ice in it that made them stuck together, and she needed to melt the ice with her hand to get it off. I have her check me for frostbite, and surprisingly, there's none to be found, which I might debate. At the time of writing this, my ears are still a bit numb and funny feeling, but nothing of much concern here, almost like the feeling of Novocaine at the dentist, but to a much lesser extent. Okay. And then I relax. She has hot cocoa ready for me as I walked in, and I just get to relax now. I earned this hot chocolate. Mission success. Helped a man get home safe and got home myself. Yeah, barely got home yourself, man.
Holy crap.
A hero.
Damn.
Truly.
I mean,
I earned
good
this
for him.
Coco, bro. You earned a medal. That is insane. He was just like, I got nothing better to do. I'll go rescue a human. Like you put your own life on the line to
In
go help
winter,
somebody
too.
nearby, and like that is amazing. I'm worried about his leg. Very much
Me
worried
too,
about his
me
leg.
too.
Yeah.
But holy smokes.
Well, that's exactly what we were just saying with the last story of like doing things that inconvenience you in order to help another human. And this guy
Yeah.
literally demonstrated exactly that to the most
Yeah.
extreme.
Yeah.
To the
To
most
a
extreme.
massive extreme. It's wild that he only hiked like a
Winter
total of a
storm.
mile,
But with the snow, it's like.
but he effectively like was traveling through 6 feet of snow.
Yeah, they're like, how many steps though, bro?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh,
That's crazy.
that's terrifying. He could have died.
Yes.
Wow.
No, and that's like, it makes sense that the person in the car, like that person in the car didn't want to risk going out alone, because if you go out alone and fall and then you're just there, you're gone.
Totally.
You're cold
Yeah.
and you're gone.
I've only been stuck in a blizzard in a car once, and you really cannot see anything. It's completely white around you.
And to not even have a car, like them crossing the roads and stuff. I'm surprised that he didn't just like stop and take a breather at this first house. Like, you just saved that man's life.
Yeah.
You saved him. You helped him get to safety by escorting him to a
Right.
home.
And with all that gear too.
In my mind, I'm thinking, even though he said he didn't want the water dripping off him to refreeze and make things even more tough for him, I assume
Yeah.
maybe he could throw his clothes in the dryer really quick. Like, that's the least these people could do.
True.
Yeah,
True.
it sounds like he was just like, nah, I'm gonna just keep on trucking.
Yeah. Well, the girlfriend had a hot cocoa at home.
He had
Yeah,
to
he
get
had to
home
get
to
that
hot
cocoa.
You gotta go.
Epic guy. Epic. And
Yes.
he's got a
Good for him.
girlfriend.
Yeah, and he
Good for
said,
him.
and he said because he's tall, he was able to walk through the snow easier. So what was his height again? What is it?
He was 8 feet tall.
Wow. Wow.
I just love how casually, like, I love how much he detailed this whole story. And the
Too much
story is so
details.
epic, but in real life, you're just like, all right, I'm gonna go save this guy.
Yeah.
All right, I'll see you later.
What's that one book where the guy that they made into a movie where he lives in a bus in the wild? Is it just called Wild?
Oh, Into the Wild?
Into the
Dr.
Wild.
Seuss?
It varies.
Yeah.
No, not Dr. Seuss.
That's the last
Oh,
one I
the
read.
places you'll go?
Yeah.
That's the last one you read.
No, but like people really underestimate the cold, and they underestimate how dangerous things
Yeah.
like this, especially Buffalo, New York. It gets cold there.
I'm Canadian.
yeah.
I
It
do
gets
not
really
underestimate
cold.
the
And
cold.
during a blizzard, no less. Awful.
Ooh, just thinking
Seriously.
about it.
Update number 2.
Let's
There's
go.
an
It's the
update.
leg. It's the leg.
This is from the guy who posted about his brother getting stuck. He says, last night I made a post to ask for help for my brother who was stranded on the snow. After posting, I got lots of suggestions and advice. Then from nowhere, this man came and offered this help. Shout out to this kind human angel for helping my brother out of the snow in Buffalo last night. This man deserves all the love and prayers and gratitude for risking his own life to help save the life of a stranger. My family will forever be indebted to him, and I just want to help spread this story in hopes of spreading some good news during this holiday season. Please help me in making this local story known. Thank you and happy holidays.
That's great.
And then the guy posts again. He's just like, by the way, I'm Santa.
By the way, that helmet was actually a sleigh helmet for space.
Okay.
For space,
Santa's in space.
Santa
to
goes
go-
to
It's
space.
to fly so high.
I never pictured Santa in space.
Santa
You know
is not
what?
an
Yes,
alien.
and
But it's dark. It looks like space.
I forgot there's pine cones here.
No, my
yeah. Now we're laughing at you,
hit
Shane.
the pine cone. It's at night. It looks like space.
No, it's space. Santa's in space. We all know this.
Okay.
What have I done?
We have one comment. That guy told a heck of a compelling story. I was actually getting really worried and had to tell myself that he must have survived if he's been able to write and post the comment.
Yes. Very that. I was like, wait a minute.
People leave comments. They're like, "Did you die?"
I'm like,
Yeah.
is he like hiding under a rock right now, posting on Reddit? and
The
he still
girlfriend,
has more?
though, she's like, POV, you're my boyfriend that
Oh my god.
died.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
Sorry.
I still have hot
He
cocoa.
did it. He did great.
Yeah,
True hero. Suiting up. That sounds so freaking awesome.
it's hot.
Yeah. No, if you needed to get into those types of conditions, you definitely need to suit up. Which brings me to Colombia.
Hey, there it is.
Yeah, hell yeah. Hey again, Shane here. These have been some wild stories. I'm still blown away by the fact that OP was able to help and assist that one user's brother during a literal blizzard. I can't begin to imagine what that must have been like. It takes a lot of courage to brave harsh and unpredictable conditions. And I know for me, whenever I'm facing the unpredictability of the outdoors, having the right gear helps me feel a little more at ease. And gear from Columbia is engineered for whatever. As someone who is familiar with snow, keeping dry and warm are both equally important, which is why when I'm looking at winter attire, I look to Columbia's gear with Omni Heat technology to stay warm and pieces that have some of their Omni-Tech waterproofing to stay dry. Columbia knows nature isn't as perfect and predictable as a lot of outdoor ads suggest. It's not perfect lighting, perfect conditions, and perfectly serious faces. The outdoors is full of imperfections and uncertainty, just as we've seen in our stories today. But you can meet nature at its level thanks to the quality gear from Columbia Sportswear. If you're looking for outdoor gear that protects and performs no matter what the conditions, head to Columbia.com and check out what they have to offer. Now, back to the show. Our next story comes from Am I the Asshole? Am I the asshole for playing music over my Bluetooth speaker on a public hiking trail?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, there's always that one.
Okay. I'm gonna say before we get into it, I'm never a fan of like, it's not my vibe. When I'm hiking, I love I want to be in nature and hear nature.
Not just that. If you want to listen to music, it's fine. But the Bluetooth speaker, bitch, is you for real? Ever heard of earbuds, noise canceling headphones? Like maybe the squirrel and the other rodents don't want to hear your music. Same pour les orignaux, les chevreuils, les écureuils, puis tous les animaux de la forêt. Nobody wants to hear the shit. Come on. Unless there's a twist in the story, but first initial verdict is asshole. Respect the forest.
I understand there are people that love to play music and that's their thing, but like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It takes me out of it when someone hikes by and they're blasting music.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh man.
I feel like we're really good at finding hikes where like we hardly ever come across another person, but we have taken ones where it's like more popular or like later in the day, and then you'll see a group where they got the Bluetooth speaker, like all this stuff, and like they're there to like have a very different experience than what we're gonna have.
Which, don't get me wrong, is a vibe, but this almost in contrast to our first story with the yard. It feels like that isn't necessarily personal property, that's shared environment.
Mutual space, yeah.
So I feel as though like consideration of others comes into play with that. But you know, I guess there's a lot we need to learn.
And to be fair, like people will have a Bluetooth speaker or they'll be blasting music, but it doesn't take getting that far away from to where you don't hear it that much.
Yeah.
Anymore. So I don't know.
Unless you're like awkwardly like 50 feet behind them.
Then you kind of like pace differently.
Right.
Let's see what's going on here.
Now, when it's at the Grove, turn it off.
Someone says, where to begin with this? I guess I need to say up front, I'm not an outdoors type person.
Nobody
but I was
cares.
sort of excited to go on a hike yesterday. We were in San Diego for the 4th of July, and my cousin said it would be really fun if me and my friends went on a hike while she, cousin, had to work. We went to a place called Cowles Mountain, which I guess is about 45 minutes away from the hotel downtown. When we got there, it was pretty crowded, and we saw a group of guys coming down who were just blasting rap music. I was like, wow, that would be an awesome way to not get bored on the hike, so I went back to my car and got my Bluetooth speaker from my pack and hit my favorite playlist. Most people didn't seem to mind, but I did notice that we started to get occasional dirty looks. But finally, one person stopped me and told me it was incredibly rude to play music out loud and that I should be using headphones.
Yes.
I told her that I was playing music for our group, and she basically said that it's still very rude and against the rules, but she kept walking. We decided we just weren't going to make it to the top, so we stopped at a kind of flat spot and sat down for a while, and this is when things actually got kind of scary. This guy and his girlfriend came up to us and said again that I should be using headphones.
Yes.
I told her that we were in a group.
Nobody
she said
cares.
that it didn't matter. Most people were trying to enjoy quiet nature. I told her that it's public land. She said,
That's not how
if
this works.
you weren't such an ignorant... Hold on.
What?
I told her that it's public land.
Yeah.
She said, if you weren't such an ignorant fat, you would have noticed the sign at the bottom that said no speakers.
Oh.
I basically shut down because I'm not good at confrontation, but my friend asked her if she wanted to repeat herself. So the girlfriend called her a fat as well, and her boyfriend had to drag her away.
Okay.
She was so upset. I didn't want any more hassle, so I turned off the speaker and they walked away. But the girl was just glaring at us, and I was actually scared that they would slash my tires or something at the bottom.
That
I
was
have
not
been reliving
necessary.
the confrontation over and over again and didn't sleep last night. I admit to being fully ignorant because I don't do a lot of outdoor stuff, but was that really a big deal? I mean,
Kinda.
at least one other group we saw was doing it, so I can't be that out of touch. All I was trying to do was make it a little more enjoyable.
Just because somebody else does it doesn't mean that you have to do it, first of all. Second of all, there's rules. I feel like everybody, I'm not an outdoor person. A hike? No, thank you. But even though I don't hike on a regular basis, I feel like everybody knows that if you go outside to enjoy nature, why the fuck would you bring a fucking speaker to bother everybody? I hate when people impose their music on other people's. Like, not everybody wants to hear your shit. It's just so rude. It's such a fucking extrovert behavior. Justice for my introvert family, because that shit would piss me off too. Now, I would have not called him or her a fat bitch because that's not necessary. But I fully understand why people were giving them dirty look and being very, very annoyed. Nobody cares that it's the 4th of July. Some people like a quiet 4th of July. So, I mean, I hope that that person used this as a learning experience. Growth.
And really meant no offense. I posted this on another sub and was referenced here, so I'm a little scared just because of the title, but
What's
please be
that?
honest with me. Was I doing something wrong?
An idol.
Well,
Dang.
so you were doing something wrong because the hike says no speakers and you had speakers. So you
Yes.
were doing
Okay,
something wrong.
I'm curious about this though, because is that a law that you can actually have? I know that
Yes.
like there's laws or keep your dog on a leash because that's like a legal liability issue. I think with Bluetooth speakers, it's like you can't create noise in a public space that is over a certain decibel because that's a public disturbance. But I'm actually curious about this sign and like if it was actually there and like because that's like something if it's a public park,
No.
like a public trail or like, you know, unless it's a private trail.
It's not about being private. Like, park, I mean, I don't know where I don't know, like, this area, but most park have, like, most park, I also feel like it's just, like, kind of, like, common human decency and just basic common sense. Like, if you go out in nature, unless you're in a camping, I think that in a camping, that's a little bit different. And obviously, you know, you still have to do that in a manner that won't bother people when it's time to go to sleep. But I feel like in most places, no, don't fucking play loud music in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of nature. Like I said, nobody wants to hear this shit outside of you and your group. I know that shit would piss me off. I would be so annoyed if I was someone who hikes. I don't hikes. Because I'm lazy. And I like being in a hot temperature. But still. People who do hikes, if they really want to listen to music, I feel like they would have the fucking common decency to just bring their earbuds. So, I don't know. I feel like everybody should know that. But that's just me.
You can't really have rules like that. I'm
Yes,
pretty
I
sure.
can.
I would argue that I think they can
Yes.
have rules like that with public parks.
With public parks?
Yeah, like the park itself has these rules, right? Like,
Interesting.
because there is a lot of like disturbing nature, like loud noises can disrupt like
True.
fur burns and for
Exactly.
animals and
Now
things
when
like
you
that.
say that,
Now
that
it's
makes
also
sense.
they're saying for fellow hikers, but at the end of the day, there's a sign there.
Yeah.
I also like look. My personal opinion has always been I've never been a fan of it. Like
Right.
that's my
Yeah.
own personal take.
Yeah.
But if there is, so there are.
There is a sign that says
Yeah.
no amplified music, and there is like
No amplified music. So on
Wow.
this trail, there is a legitimate sign that says this. So you're in the wrong. Like you are
Yeah.
in the wrong.
Yeah.
And it's like now, having said that,
Think of the fucking
I don't think no matter how
rodents.
wrong someone is, you call someone a fat you're also in the wrong.
Okay.
Like you
No,
are.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
That is
That's
taking it
very
to
rude.
a massively.
Yeah.
No, because you have to that's just being a bad person. Like
Right.
if you see someone doing something that's against the rules, likely they don't know or didn't see
Yeah.
a sign. So you go, hey, I'm so sorry. Don't know if you saw this, but there's a sign down there that says this. It's
Yeah.
important to follow these rules. Otherwise, it makes it shitty for everyone. Or like
Right.
just some, because she has the gall to say that. She has the gall to say it in a different way. Like,
Yeah. So the verdict was asshole. And I will
Obviously.
say a lot of what they're writing is what makes that verdict. Because here they are writing it. They're admitting, yes, there was a sign.
yeah.
I didn't see the sign. I was ignorant to it. But then they're going on to be like, well, some other people were doing it too. Like, am I in the wrong for playing music? Like, yeah, you were in the wrong.
Yes.
You were admitting.
Yeah, you were the asshole in this
there's a sign.
situation. You're not an asshole as a whole person.
No,
You know,
no,
like,
and you're
you
an
just- you
asshole.
just- yeah.
You were ignorant. You were ignorant to the sign. You didn't, if we're to trust you that you didn't see the sign, very possible. We don't all read the signs as we go to places, whatever.
When the first confrontation happened and this person said it's against the rules, and I like rolled my eyes because I'm like, sometimes it just sounds like, okay, so a Karen is trying to have authority over you and really
No,
believe it's a
girl.
rule. But now I know that it's a rule. That's wild.
It depends. I mean, I feel like different trails probably
Yeah.
have different rules.
And it's just a rule I never worried about because I've never done that.
We don't do that, so like I don't think about it. But
Yeah.
it's a rule there. All this person had to do was say, there's a sign at the beginning of the trail. They added a couple more flavor words in there that made them an asshole
makes
too.
it very-
Which is what's super frustrating in these situations. I feel like this can be seen in lots of other conflicts where there is kind of a clear right and wrong, but then the person who is speaking for the right, they either just like say something inappropriate or like their anger takes over and they say something that is just objectively wrong or rude. And then it's
Right.
like, okay, well, why did you have to do that? Like you had a case,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's just the way that you approached it. And it goes back to the humanity part of it, I think. If people are doing something that annoys you, like again, playing music amplified when you're trying to enjoy nature, it's like, why do we initially go towards like dirty looks and being like, oh my God, and like assume that they're trying to like feel entitled or something? Like, whereas we could just be like, oh, maybe they don't know.
Right.
And just be like, hey, like there's actually a sign.
Maybe they missed that sign.
I think it's just like a fundamental thing that we just have shifted into this instinctual judgment of other people in society
Yeah.
instead of being like, wait, let's just assume they actually don't have an idea and we can inform and educate
Right.
them.
I understand almost where everybody on this story is coming from because the second person even comes up and goes, hey, like, you're not allowed to play music. And then their response is just like, well, we're with a group, like, whatever. And I have definitely been on hikes and been in nature situations where you see someone doing something they shouldn't be doing and get called out and they go, oh, yeah, it's fine, because whatever. And you're just like, God, I hate you so
Yeah.
much.
Yep.
Like, oh, like, you don't care. And your judgment goes to, oh, they know this is wrong and they don't give a shit.
Pretty
But
much.
then there's the flip side of, it sucks so much when you're ignorant to the fact that you're breaking the rules and you truly don't know.
Yeah.
You truly don't know you're breaking the rules and someone calls you out. And no matter how politely someone calls you out, when you're doing something wrong and you get called out on it, it sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks a lot when they go, hey, you're not supposed to be doing that. And you go, oh,
I'm so sorry.
oh my God. Oh, you assumed that I was doing this maliciously. I wasn't. I just didn't know.
Totally.
So I understand where all this is coming from, but
I mean,
I'm like, why did you get on Reddit and write this story when you literally are laying out that, yeah, you played amplified music when you knew you weren't,
Right.
when you now know you weren't supposed to be.
Like there isn't another society rule that is going to excuse
Yeah.
your behavior because the sign itself, like the
But I
facts are
also
there.
get that it's a shock to be called something horrible.
Absolutely.
And that is a shocking thing.
No one deserves to be called that.
No, absolutely not. They
No.
were not. They weren't like spilling oil onto the trail, you
Right,
know?
yeah,
like
right,
they
yeah.
were playing music. They can stop doing that.
Yeah.
And not do it again.
And it's so funny too that like I don't want to say like the scapegoat, but like it seems like her main argument is I saw another group do it.
Right.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
is just like, man,
Happens a lot.
if you go hiking a lot, you will see people doing stuff they should not be doing all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I hiked a trail and there was litter everywhere, so I can do that.
Right.
Right.
It's just like, no, that can't be the barometer.
Yeah.
No, and those can be rules that are like that city came together in like a town hall meeting and we're like, we're sick of this. Like, we want to vote this rule onto this trail for these reasons. Hiking in like per city, like every community is kind of different. Like when I hike in my hometown, it's very normal for everyone to say good morning to each other, hello. Whereas like in other cities, it's like they don't talk to each other at all. There's just very different. So like, yeah, it makes sense that these people who care about this trail are a community and they're gonna want to enforce the rule that's on that trail.
True.
Right. Yeah, the verdict, asshole. Comments, you're the asshole. I almost went with everyone sucks here because I completely disagree with her calling you a fat. But she and others had asked you before it escalated, and you still said no. There's rarely a time or place for anyone to listen to their music without headphones while in public.
Facts.
Someone said, you're the asshole. 1, listen to your music on your headphones like an adult. 2, if you want to listen in a group, do not do that in a public place. 3, if you find hikes so boring, don't go on one. I don't agree with the manner in which you were confronted, but the fact that you are still actually questioning whether it was an asshole move to blast your music in nature is beyond me, especially after multiple dirty looks and confrontations. Are you that dense? Expect to be confronted about asshole behavior when behaving like an asshole.
Can I just say, I feel like music doesn't make me less bored. I
was thinking that.
I like music, but it's just paired with me being bored still.
Right.
I can't be less bored.
It's background music of me being a boring person.
Yeah, or
like,
I'm bored and there's music playing.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you.
It is interesting.
I'm bored at music.
I'm bored.
It is fascinating to see these responses. People talking about like playing loud music out in public is egregious because I feel like I'm not someone who does it. I feel like I witness it all the time.
Constantly.
I was
People are rude.
people really feel this, that it's like, they're talking about it as if it's abnormal. And I'm like, every time I hike, I feel like I end up
Yeah,
hearing
this must be in
someone.
Buffalo.
People are
I feel like
rude.
it's like rare. I mean, I feel like that one time where we went on that really busy trail where it was like almost empty and then the end of the trail was really busy. Remember that one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And there was a couple families where it's like they're about to like hang out, like they're vibing, but I really don't see it very often. I'm also like I cannot relate to wearing headphones anywhere other than like at the gym or in my seat on a plane because I don't trust anything around me ever. Like
See,
I just can't.
I would say if you're going on like a true hike, wearing headphones sounds horribly unsafe.
Yeah, just like you want to get attacked by a mountain lion to Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, you're not gonna hear that guy coming, but you're gonna hear.
No, that is not.
What?
So if it's a crowded trail, then I kind of get like the no amplified music thing because there's no way to be alone.
Yeah.
Because I would say hiking in Colorado
And
a
now I
lot,
wanna
these
listen to
big
Lil
trails
Wayne.
where you are alone pretty much for most of it, I always come across people with music playing at some point, but you are alone for the most part, and like it's such a long hike. Like these are like 10, like you'd be hiking for like 5+ hours probably.
And maybe they're playing the music because they're scared, and sometimes the music makes you less scared.
Well, I know up in Alaska that you make noise. You literally like this like a
Like yell
really
and shit.
professional hikers will be like,
I mean, can you imagine? Now that she put that in my head, I want to listen to something. Which song do I want to listen to? There goes my copyright claim of the video. Okay, the copyrighted music of the freaking stream. I blame her for putting that in my head. Back to my other podcast.
like have a bunch of bells on their stick. Our next story comes from Am I the Asshole? Am I the asshole for wanting to take my daughter fishing?
No.
James says yes. James Beacher's like, yeah. For over a decade, myself and my 4 best friends have had an annual fishing trip. There has always been a no wives, no girlfriends rule since the beginning, and no one has ever violated it. 2 years ago, my friend Tim told the group he wanted to bring his 5-year-old son to sort of pass the tradition on to the next generation. At that point, only Tim and I had kids, but my daughter was 3 and too young for fishing. We all supported Tim's idea and made a big deal over the little guy. He had a great time and came last year as well. My other friend Randy has a 4-month-old son now. When the baby was born, Tim gave Randy a children's fishing pole to give to his son on his 5th birthday. So it seemed clear to me that the tradition had evolved to us plus our kids, which I'm cool with. I mentioned to my friends the other day.
No. See, it's. I don't remember the rules changing gender. I see the problem now. Technically speaking, it's still a boys' trip. You know. Ooh, did I enter that? Nope. But yeah. I understand. Oof. I wonder how this discussion is gonna go with the friends group. So can I bring my child too? Sure. What gender? This is kind of awkward though. Oof.
That my daughter was excited for this year's fishing trip, and they looked at me like I was crazy. Tim said I shouldn't bring her, and I was baffled. I was super supportive of him bringing his son. This is no different. My daughter is now the age Tim's son was when he first came on the trip. Another friend brought up the no wives, no girlfriends rule, which pissed me off.
Keep going.
My 5-year-old daughter isn't anyone's wife or girlfriend. I said if they don't want my daughter there, then I don't want Tim's son there. Tim was offended and stormed out. Randy said what I said was uncalled for. I said I'm bringing my daughter, and that's that. I just want to make sure I'm not being an entitled prick. Am I the asshole?
Ew.
Yeah, that's making me mad again.
Icky. Boring. Play some music. You're so boring.
Yeah, and Randy? Just kidding, I'm not going to attack him on his name. But I'm mad.
That sucks.
That's so sad. Like,
It
open up the
sucks for
tradition.
the daughter,
it's
but the
family.
rules
I know.
didn't
Someone's
change.
excited.
I just imagine OP2 being like, oh, like, my daughter's 3, like, soon enough. And he just, like,
So
kept
sad.
that excitement in there.
I'm like, these are 5-year-old kids. Like, come
They're
on.
not a wife.
You're about to make this guy have to tell his daughter, because of the gender you were assigned at birth, you cannot come and have fun with your family. You're okay, it begins. And now this child is learning all the shitty things about gender in society because of you. You did that.
Like genuinely, how
Sorry,
would
it's
that
really
affect
dark.
the trip?
I know. Yeah.
Not at all. It's purely a weird principle thing for
Right.
them.
Like maybe with I understand this idea of like maybe no partners, right? Like you kind of just want to keep it within the friend group, but then it just becomes an extension of like, what do you think this other person is going to change about the trip if we're allowing this relationship of father-son?
It's a very weird, like, weird thing that they're saying.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just like, hey man, it's our kids. It also changes the whole premise of this type of trip anyways, when you start bringing kids. Because I feel like the whole idea behind, like, okay, we're not bringing our wives, we're not bringing our kids, because it's like, oh, we're gonna go and be like back when we were young.
Bros.
We're gonna go back to like just us as friends. Like that's an important thing to nurture and
Wait,
to keep.
where the fuck is
But it's
he
like, okay, now we're bringing our
going?
kids. So this is turning into a different kind of trip.
Yeah.
Right.
Yo,
Because we are
if you-
parents on this trip
Right.
now. And so it is a different thing. And so it's like, for me, I'm like, yeah, everyone can bring their kids. So it's like,
Thank you.
okay, just because he had a daughter and you guys had sons,
Yeah.
that's so weird.
Well, especially at that age too, because you know, I suppose there's some merit in just kind of being like, you know, like boys trip, I guess. But they're kids, so I don't see how it's going to have.
They all messed up as soon as they decided to bring the kids into it. As soon as they decided to bring the kids into it, because not everybody's gonna have a son. So as soon as you brought the kids into it is where they messed up. Which sucks because if the little girl thought she could go and she's like been hyped up to, oh my god, I'm gonna go with daddy on his annual fishing trip, and then she's gonna be told, no, you can't because you're a girl. That's not good. That's terrible. I do understand her dad, but again, my other thing is rules are rules. Now, I think that it would be different. I think that women, if it was like a girls' trip, but we bring our kids, I don't think women would have any issues bringing a son if like it's a kids, you know. So I know for a fact that women wouldn't have an issue bringing a son. So, yeah, no, they might need to amend their whole thing. Make an exception for children, at least. The gender thing shouldn't apply to kids. Because, I mean, ultimately, They're children. So it's not like you're going to have, grown adult men talk in front of the other sons. So why not bring the girl? Because if you don't, it's kind of sexist. It's too late. The precedent has already been set. Ugh. Misogyny.
Any sort of difference.
Are you gonna have locker room talk around your little children?
Yeah, like they're
Right.
5-year-olds. Like,
Or
what do you-
kids.
like you're not going to be drinking. Like, if your traditional fishing trip was to drink a few beers and go fishing, you shouldn't be doing that now when you have 5-year-olds with you.
Right.
Whether it's a son or a daughter.
Yeah.
Like y'all gotta wear life jackets. Like you gotta watch those little ones.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a hard one. I mean, it's not a hard one, but it's like, I can't relate to this story kind of at all because I've also never really experienced like having like, oh, boys' night, whatever, because living out here, they're just, growing up, my best friends have always been like women, or I've just, my friend groups have always been a combination.
Yeah.
So there's never been like boys' night, girls' night. Like I've told you many times, I'm like, that idea is ridiculous. I'm like, so many of my friends are women, so I can't do that.
Right.
Like, I've never had interest in that. And then, my brothers and I go on trips all the time where it's like, oh, it's just us as brothers. But if we did this, like, they also all of them have daughters, so it's like, it's not something I can relate to.
Yeah, but also your brothers are all open-minded, and I've heard them talk about opening it up to just anybody.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, I think it's, you guys got to draw a line of what this trip is. I think you bring up, like, the best point, which is this was for you guys to go and be brothers and be young and have time to just be that, but now the trip is changing. You guys are parents on a fishing trip, teaching your children to fish and stuff. Like, it's just different.
Yeah.
Totally different.
If the
As soon as
objective
the
at
children
first was
were
like,
involved.
let's not have any, responsibilities or have to cater to anybody, i.e. maybe wives and girlfriends, then kids shouldn't be allowed, period.
Yeah, you definitely have to cater to a kid.
You
a
have
little bit.
to. You have to be
gotta,
responsible.
I think you have to feed them. I don't know.
Right. But the same amount of responsibility towards your son is going to be the same amount towards your daughter. And assuming that a daughter is going to change the trip is where the problem is.
I think it's, these friends are being really weird, and all he needs to do is go, why? Because they're weird by going, no friends, no wives, no girlfriends. Like, yeah,
ew.
man, I'm following that rule. Like, explain further why you think it's weird.
Yeah.
It's just, it's weird. It's a weird thing. Traditions are cool, but traditions can change.
Question traditions.
Question traditions.
Evolve them.
Yeah, especially family traditions, because the whole point is to carry things on. I mean, this is what a beautiful thing they have possibly happening, where it's like, oh, all of our kids are going to get into fishing.
Right.
Like,
it's a blessing.
that's a cool
your
thing, and we
kid
get
is
to bring all
excited
our
about
families
something.
on. Like, you're cutting off one person from this, and you'll probably just lose him entirely by doing this, instead of just easily going, oh yeah, absolutely, so cool.
For the sake of ritual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The verdict is not the asshole. Comments. OP, please hold your ground on this with your friends. I was your daughter in this situation when I was young. I wasn't allowed to go on the annual hunting trip because all of my dad's friends had sons and I was the only girl. He never fought for me to go on the trip, no matter how much I begged to go. Keep fighting for her because she will remember. Someone said, not the asshole. If I were you, I'd ditch their trip and take your daughter on a fishing trip one-on-one. Clearly, when they said no wives, no girlfriends, they meant no females. Really lame that they, as fathers themselves, aren't more understanding and supportive of your wanting to bring your daughter. Lastly, someone said, not the asshole. All kids are shit at fishing, so it won't make a difference if you bring your daughter. It's either just the dads or dads plus kids. This is the thing that changes the dynamic most. I can't see how the gender of the children makes a difference, but if they subscribe to the idea that women are something to be escaped from, they sound like horrible people.
Wow,
That is nailing it.
Well said, yeah, because this daughter, her gender means nothing to her. She's just excited to go freaking fishing. She's like, I can't wait to be with my boys. She's just like, I can't wait for fish.
But they're assuming like, oh wait, once you get a girl involved in the mix, that's gonna add all these different things.
She's gonna scare the fish away with her little high voice.
Okay, Randy.
Okay, Randy.
Update.
Oh.
I sent this post to my friends, and we talked some more. They ended up apologizing.
Let's go.
Daughter is definitely coming on the trip.
Yeah.
I know many people assume that my friends are sexist and horrible, but they're really not. They were just worried that with my daughter, we would have to stay at a hotel instead of the usual cabin and not be able to do as many activities. But I assured them my daughter can sleep without air conditioning as easily as Tim's son, and they are going to be the ones having trouble keeping up with her 5-year-old energy. Everyone apologized for bringing up the no wives, no girlfriends rule and agreed that was a shitty thing to say. It's all good now. Thank you for your support.
Okay, girl.
Oh, funny. I think they were backpedaling a little bit with the whole, but we just thought it was because the AC, like whatever.
Yeah, not the
For sure.
Whatever.
For
but
sure.
I'm so glad they changed their perspective.
Truthfully, I feel like I am so forgiving to when people are just able to accept feedback in that way and just be like, oh, shoot, you're right. Like, great, I'm not mad anymore.
Yeah.
It's also like if we're open-minded, like so many traditions, so many things, like so much logic that we have on a daily basis, we go, yeah, this thing, and they go, oh, well, that's kind of sexist. It's like, you know what it is.
Yeah.
And I didn't consider that.
And it just
it's
takes
like,
one
you just
person.
change that. Like, just to go, oh, why was I thinking that?
Totally.
Oh, because society told me that my whole life.
Right.
And I just assumed all these things.
Yeah. There's this like misplaced meaning on time, right?
Yeah.
Like just because it's been around, like historically we've always done this, so we have to keep it going just like this.
Don't
Yeah.
have
And it's
to,
like,
babe.
no, everything else is evolving, so we should also develop.
Then trees evolve, animals evolve, nature evolves, clothing evolves, Columbia.
Randy's still here.
I also just, any form,
I'm sorry.
something that blows my mind is any form of gatekeeping, where it's like, oh, this person or that child or anyone is interested in the thing that we love? No.
No.
I'm like, man, don't you should want people to be
Yeah.
into what you're into.
Yeah.
Because it's the best.
This isn't the same thing, but it's kind of also like when someone's like talking about something, like, have you ever heard of this thing? And you're like, no, I haven't. They're like, what? You haven't heard of that? Instead of just being like, I am so excited to be the person to tell
Right.
you about this. They're instead just
Right.
like, are you serious?
Wow, you're stupid. Oh my God, I didn't know you were stupid.
Right.
Yeah.
As we've seen in a lot of these stories today, the outdoors and the people in it can be unpredictable, but you can always feel prepared and ready to take on anything with Columbia Sportswear because their gear is engineered for whatever. Growing up, whether it was braving the temps in the deserts of Arizona or exploring the trails and camping in Colorado when I visited family, Columbia was always there. I especially remember growing up with one Columbia fleece jacket that I loved. I remember that jacket kept me warm during cold Arizona desert nights and comfortable during cool Colorado days. It even survived an encounter with a flaming marshmallow during some late night s'mores. Long story. Whenever I'm looking for new outdoor gear for a hike, trip, or just to wear comfortably when I know I'll be outside for most of the day, I still turn to Columbia Sportswear. Columbia's reputation for quality, durability, and feel is what has made them an outdoor staple for the past 80 years. Over that time, they have continued to perfect
Wait, why am I
and
still listening
innovate
to
their...
this ad? That's great. I'm happy for Colombia. I'm way too tired. I've done a few. I've done a few of Plague starting. I don't have a lot of format. I haven't been playing Marvel. I've been playing Marvel Rival way too much, actually. I've been completely neglecting Warframe, and so I only have 30 format. This is not enough to go get all the Tenet weapon and the freaking Kuva weapon. So, it is what it is. That being said, since it's late and I'm a grandma and I'm trying to fix my sleeping schedule, I'm gonna use this as my time to go to bed because I am tired. I only have like one story left apparently, which is cool. I'll listen to it next time. Not tonight though, because I am tired. So that's that. That was another good stream. What do you want? Hi. All right. Cat is saying hi. So, yeah, so I'm gonna go to sleep and I'm gonna relax and listen to some audiobook most likely. Hi. How are you? You happy? Yeah. Good, 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 good. All right. Bye-bye. See you next stream. Stay hydrated. Moisturize. Do not be ashy. Take care of yourself. Okay. Tito says bye. Bye-bye.